My beloved child, you with the screen glowing in your hand, you with the tired eyes and the restless heart, I am speaking to you now. Do not click away. Do not silence this voice. Stay with me until the last word, because something sacred is reaching for you. You have seen the message. You have felt its pressure in your chest. The words echo like a command in your mind, open it now or I'll never talk to you again. You know that feeling. The sudden rush of fear. The panic that if you do not answer, you will lose someone, something, everything. You stare at the notification. Your thumb hovers over the screen. Your heart beats faster than it should, as if your worth is trapped in that little glowing box. You have lived under that sentence for so long. Do this or lose them. Respond or be abandoned. Comply or be forgotten. My beloved child, I see you. I see the way your spirit tenses whenever someone makes love a transaction and connection a threat. Your whole life has been haunted by that line. Open it now or I'll never talk to you again. Open your messages. Open your wallet. Open your body. Open your schedule. If you don't, they leave. They ghost you. They block you. They move on as if you never mattered. You learned early that silence can be punishment. You learned that love can be withdrawn, attention can be weaponized, and your own voice does not feel safe. I saw you as a child, waiting for a reply that never came. Refreshing the screen. Checking again and again, as if the next glance would heal you. I saw you in dark rooms and parked cars, holding your breath over words on a screen, trying to decode every symbol and punctuation, as if your whole future depended on it. I watched you replay conversations in your mind, wondering what you said wrong, where you were too much, or not enough. I have stood beside you while you blamed yourself for other people's silence, for their cruelty, their distance, their emotional games, and I have wept with you. My beloved child, there is a reason this title called to you. There is a reason you could not scroll past it. It is not about a famous face or a powerful mind. It is about you, and the way your soul has been held hostage by every voice that said, "Open it now or you lose me forever." Archangel Michael says, I am tearing that sentence off your spirit. I am breaking that spell from your nervous system. I am here to cut the cords to every manipulative ultimatum. Listen to me closely. Breathe with me. Place your hand on your heart if you can. Feel the beat I have protected since your first breath. You are not a slave to any notification. You are not an emotional puppet for any person's threat of silence, no matter how brilliant or important they may seem. The voice that truly matters does not speak to you like that. The voice of real love never says, perform or be abandoned. You have heard many voices in your life. Some came through family. Some through partners, friends, bosses, strangers. Some through the screens you hold. Click this or you'll miss your chance. Buy this or you'll be left behind. Say yes or I'll disappear. Open it now or I'll never talk to you again. You absorbed those commands until they became your own inner language. Now your own thoughts echo them back to you, even when no one is saying them anymore. You tell yourself, if I don't hustle every second, I'll lose it all. If I rest, I'll fall behind and never catch up. If I don't keep everyone happy, I'll be alone forever. These are not divine truths. These are lies planted by fear. They are viruses in the code of your mind, spreading panic where there should be peace. I am the one sent to protect you. I am the defender of your soul's freedom. And I tell you now with burning clarity, heaven does not speak in ultimatums of abandonment. The one who formed you in hidden places has never once said, if you don't open this right now, I will never speak to you again. That is not how love talks. Real love is patient. Real love is steady. Real love does not vanish because you needed time, or because you did not respond perfectly. My beloved child, I know your pain. I know the ache of messages left unread on the other side. I know the sting of seen with no reply. I know the nights you stared at a single sentence sent to you in anger or frustration, and you let those words define your worth. You let them carve themselves into your identity. I have watched you bind yourself to people who were never your source, to systems that never had your interests at heart, to voices that fed off your fear and obedience. But something is changing now. That is why this message found you. That is why these words are wrapping around your heart right now, like a shield of gentle fire. There is another, open it now, calling out to you from a higher place. Not from a screen. From within. It is not a demand from ego. It is not a threat from an unstable heart. It is an invitation from the deepest part of your own spirit. Open what, you ask? Open your true self. Open that locked room inside you where you hid all your disappointments and unspoken dreams. You slammed that door shut after they left you unread. After they broke their promise. After they used silence as a weapon. You locked away your hope so it would not hurt so much next time. You told yourself you didn't care, even as your pillow caught your tears. You stopped sharing your real thoughts. You stopped asking for what you truly wanted. You became easy, chill, low maintenance, because your nervous system was tired of being punished. But that room still exists. The light under the door has never gone out. Heaven has sat in that room, waiting. I am here at that inner doorway. I stand with a key made of courage and truth. I say to you, with love, open it now. Not because you will lose me if you don't. Not because you will be cut off from the divine. But because you are tired of living with the door to your own heart bolted shut. You have opened every demanding notification. You have opened every message that scared you. You have opened every portal they told you you had to open, even when it drained you. Now it is time to open what is truly yours. Open your voice. Open your boundaries. Open your clarity about what is and is not okay. I know you fear this. You are afraid that if you show your true self, the world will repeat that line again. If you don't do it my way, I'm gone. You have built your life around not being left. You have built your choices around not being rejected. You have built your identity around survival, never around joy. But heaven is tired of watching you survive when you were born to be fully alive. The armies of light are gathered around you, and they are whispering, "It is time." Archangel Michael says, "I will not threaten you. I will not say, 'Do this,' or I will never speak again. I will speak to you even if you do not believe me. I will stand with you even if you turn away. I will keep surrounding you with signs and small miracles, no matter how many times you doubt." That is how divine love operates. It keeps reaching. It keeps knocking. It keeps guiding. But there is one voice that might go quiet if you keep ignoring it. Not heaven's voice. Your own. You have silenced yourself every time someone else raised their voice. You have swallowed your needs every time someone demanded access. You told your intuition to hush because it would cause problems. You pushed your values aside to keep fragile connections intact. And with each act of self-betrayal, you lost a little more trust in yourself. You began to doubt your own inner compass, and that doubt has cost you dearly. That is why the pressure feels so strong when the message says, "Open it now or I'll never talk to you again." It is not just about them. It is about the pattern of choosing others over your own peace. Of choosing urgency over discernment. Of choosing fear over freedom. My beloved child, I am putting my hand on that pattern now. I am tracing it back through your memories, through your generations, through your culture. I see the way your world praises urgency. Respond instantly. Decide instantly. Succeed instantly. I see the way it mocks slowness, contemplation, rest, soul time. I see the shame you feel when you cannot keep up with the pace. But heaven is not in a rush. The sacred is not measured in notifications per minute, followers, likes, replies, or how quickly you open it. The holy is measured in depth, in truth, in presence, in the courage to say yes with your whole being, and know when your spirit is saying no. So let us look again at that command that has followed you, "Open it now or I'll never talk to you again." Hear it with new ears. No voice of love will ever speak that way to you. No relationship that is truly for you will hinge your connection on instant obedience to their demands. Real connection gives you room. Room to breathe. Room to ask questions. Room to move at the pace of peace. When someone ties their presence to your submission to their urgency, they are not offering you love. They are offering you control dressed up as love. I am here to free you from that control. I am here with a sword made not of metal, but of clarity and courage. Watch as it moves through your life. Every tie to someone's emotional blackmail, I cut it now. Every unseen cord between your worth and how fast you respond, I sever it. You are allowed to pause. You are allowed to think. You are allowed to read the message and decide it is not for you. You are allowed to say, "This does not feel right." You are allowed to not open every door just because someone important told you to. You are allowed to protect your inner room where heaven and your soul speak in whispers. You are allowed to wait until the panic passes and peace returns. This does not mean you close yourself off from the world. It means you finally become the gatekeeper of what enters your heart, instead of letting anyone storm the gates. There is a sacred "open it now" that comes from your Creator, but it will always be wrapped in tenderness, never in fear that you will be left behind. That divine voice says, open your eyes to who you really are. Open your hands and release what is killing your joy. Open the cage around your own heart. Heaven's voice does not say, if you do not open this, I am gone forever. Heaven says, if you do not open this yet, I will wait with you. Do you feel the difference, beloved? Fear threatens. Love invites. Fear punishes. Love protects. You have confused the two because fear dressed itself in charisma, in intelligence, in power, in influence, and called itself love, opportunity, destiny. But I am ripping off its mask now. I am revealing the spirit behind the sentence. Any voice that uses abandonment as a weapon is not a voice you must submit to. You are not desperate. You are not second class. You are not begging at the door of their approval, no matter how big their stage appears. I have seen your future, and you are not crawling. You are standing. You are shining with a light they did not give you and cannot take away. There will come a day when you feel that old fear rise again, when a message pings your heart with urgency, when someone says, if you don't, I'm done. In that moment, remember this. Remember my voice over theirs. Remember the peace that is filling you now. Remember that you have a choice. You can open every demand, and keep losing yourself a little more each time. Or you can open the one door that truly matters, the door of your own alignment. My beloved child, I know you are tired of being alone. I know you are tired of losing people. I know your heart has become a graveyard of goodbyes. But hear me, you are not called to hold on to what is fake just so you will not feel alone. You are called to make space for what is real. Sometimes that means letting go of the ones who only stayed as long as you answered every call. As long as you bowed to every request. They taught you that connection is conditional. I am here to teach you that the highest connection of all is unconditional presence with you. Even when you are silent, heaven is near. Even when you are confused, you are not forsaken. Archangel Michael says, there has never been a moment when the divine heart said to you, if you don't get it right, I'm out. Every time you ran, grace ran faster. Every time you hid, mercy sat down beside you in the darkness. That is the love I need you to know. That is the love I need you to open to, more than any message, any link, any promise flashing on a screen. Right now, I am lifting the weight from your shoulders and chest. The tightness that comes with every buzz and ping. Release it into my hands. The fear of missing your big chance. The terror of losing their attention. The anxiety that your whole future hangs on one reply. I tell you in the authority I carry, your destiny does not depend on you opening the wrong door in panic. Your purpose is not that fragile. What is meant for you will not threaten you into receiving it. What is truly yours will not use ultimatums to enter your life. Breathe that in. Let it soak through your bones. You have been tricked into thinking that every important thing will scream at you, right now or never. But the deepest gifts often arrive in quiet ways. Through stillness. Through listening. Through the gentle nudge of your own spirit. That is why your inner room must be opened. Not open to everyone. Open to truth. Open to your own conscious awareness. You will not heal by answering every demand faster. You will heal by finally answering yourself. Ask yourself, gently, what do I really want? What feels like peace, not panic? What voice in me sounds like safety, not threat? Do not rush this. Sit with the questions. Let them move like light into the corners you have avoided. I am sitting with you. I am guarding this tender process. No one can invade this moment unless you allow them. You do not have to throw your phone away. You do not have to escape your world. You are learning to live in it differently, from the inside out. You are learning to see each message clearly. Is this love speaking? Is this manipulation? Is this fear disguised as urgency? When you sense that old pattern, that old dread that says, open it now or everything is ruined, pause. Place your hand on your heart. Remember my words. Say to yourself, I choose peace over panic. I choose discernment over pressure. You will feel my presence then. A stillness behind your ribs. A quiet strength rising in your spine. That is me, supporting your no and your yes. This is your release, beloved. The release of living chained to everyone else's timetable. The release of believing that love will vanish if you are not instantly available. I am cutting away the guilt that was never yours to carry. The guilt for having needs. The guilt for needing space. The guilt for not being able to answer everyone. You are one person with one soul. You are not a machine, not a customer service line, not a limitless resource. You are a temple of living light. You are precious beyond measure. And I refuse to watch you sell your peace for scraps of conditional affection. Listen, child of light. There will be people who step back when you stop obeying their every demand. Let them. Their departure is not the proof that you are unlovable. It is the proof that they were only there for what you could give, not for who you are. You are not losing real love when those people go quiet. You are losing manipulation. You are losing chaos. You are losing the lie. In the space they leave, something new can grow. Connections based on mutual respect. Opportunities rooted in alignment. Paths that do not require you to betray yourself. Heaven promises you this: if you dare to honor your peace, if you dare to open your own heart more than you open every random demand, you will see a shift. Your days will not always feel like emergencies. Your relationships will begin to feel safer, or they will reveal themselves as temporary and fall away. Either way, you will be standing in truth. And truth is solid ground. Truth is where miracles meet you. Truth is where your soul remembers why it came here. Do not fear the empty spaces that might appear as you change. Those spaces are not abandonment. They are sacred clearings. Cleared of noise. Cleared of manipulation. Cleared of those who cannot handle you choosing yourself. In those clearings, I will bring you what is meant. People whose love does not demand constant proof. Work that does not devour your spirit. Ideas that light you up from the inside, instead of draining you with fear and scarcity. Openings that feel like home, not like pressure. You will look back and see how much of your energy was spent obeying the sentence, "Open it now or I'll never talk to you again." You will grieve for your past self. You will hold compassion for how hard you tried, how much you gave. And then you will feel a strange new feeling settling in your body. Dignity. Sacred self-respect. You will no longer beg to be kept. You will no longer shape-shift to keep someone from walking away. You will bless what stays and bless what goes. This is not hardness. This is holy softness with a strong spine. Your heart remains open, but your gates are guarded with wisdom. Archangel Michael says, "You are safe to become that person." You are safe to disappoint the wrong expectations. You are safe to ask, "Is this truly love?" You will not miss your destiny by honoring your soul. You will not be punished by heaven for not answering every human call. You will not lose divine guidance if you are slow to trust again. The one who made you understands every scar and every trigger. So here is my promise to you. Every time you are faced with that old sentence, every time a voice says, "Do this now or I'm gone," I will be there, hovering between you and that fear. I will whisper options you could not see before. I will strengthen your spine to say, "No," when needed. You will feel a holy courage where the old panic used to be. You will feel a quiet voice saying, "If this is real, it will not require me to abandon myself." Hold on to that. Write it on your inner walls. Real love will not require you to abandon yourself. True opportunity will not require you to sell your soul. Sacred purpose will not require you to move faster than your peace. You are stepping into a new way of being. A way where you open what is meant, and lovingly decline what is not. A way where you listen as much to your inner yes and no as you do to the world's demands. This is how justice comes to your life. Not always through dramatic events, but through daily choices to stop betraying yourself. Each time you choose truth over fear, you tip the scales. Each time you say, "I will not be controlled by this," you walk in quiet rebellion against the systems that feed on your anxiety. You were not born to be food for fear. You were born to be a flame of clarity in a frantic world. Look at your hands. Imagine them glowing with light. These hands will no longer be dragged by every urgent pull. They will reach for what aligns. They will build what matters. They will comfort, create, and bless, not just scroll and obey. Look at your heart. Imagine it wrapped in gold and fire. This heart will not belong to those who only know how to threaten and withdraw. It belongs first to the one who gave it rhythm, and second, to you. Treat it as the treasure it is. Guard it from those who toss around ultimatums like weapons. Look at your mind. Imagine the tangled cords being gently untied. All the what ifs, all the I have to or else, dropping like chains to the ground. Your thoughts are learning a new language. Not I must, but I choose. Not or they'll leave, but is this right for my soul? You are becoming free. Not in a loud, dramatic way, but in a deep, internal shift no algorithm can measure. One day, a message will come. It will look shiny. It will feel urgent. It may even carry those haunting words. You will feel the old fear knock. But instead of opening in a rush, you will pause. You will listen inward. And inside you will hear me say, "Beloved, you do not owe your peace to this demand." You will feel your shoulders drop. You will feel your breath return. You may still choose to open it. You may still choose to respond. But it will be from freedom, not from fear of losing everything. And if you sense it is not for you, you will let it pass. You will let the silence stand without trying to fill it with apology. That will be the sign. The sign that you have shifted from manipulated to empowered, from frantic to anchored. You will become someone who can receive messages without collapsing, who can delay responses without drowning in guilt, who can say, "Not now," and mean it. The world may call that selfish. Heaven calls it sanity. Heaven calls it stewardship of the soul you have been entrusted with. My beloved child, I am proud of you already. For listening this far. For opening your heart to words that challenge the fear you have lived with. You did not imagine your pain. You did not overreact. What you went through was real. The pressure was real. But the story ends differently now. You are not doomed to repeat the same pattern forever. You are not cursed to always chase voices that misuse you. You are blessed with a mind that can renew, a heart that can soften and strengthen, a spirit that recognizes truth when it hears it. You are more powerful than the voices that try to command you. You are more loved than the ones who left you could ever make you feel. Archangel Michael says, stand up inside yourself. Feel your feet on sacred ground, even if you are sitting in a chair. Right where you are, a shift is happening. Light is entering the places fear once ruled. You are forgiven for every moment you betrayed your own boundaries just to keep someone's attention. Mercy wraps around you like a warm cloak. You are released from the contracts you signed in desperation, the silent agreements to accept less than you deserve, the vows you made, "I'll do anything so you don't leave." Those agreements are torn up now. I hold them in my hands, and I burn them in holy fire. You are free. Say it softly, even if only in your heart, I am free from manipulation. I am free from fear-based ultimatums. I am free to listen to my own soul. Feel how your body responds. A subtle loosening. A sense of space where there was only tightness. That is real. Heaven is not far away. Heaven is touching you in the secret place where these words land. You are not imagining this. This is your moment of opening. Not opening the fear-commanded door. Opening the door between you and your own truth, between you and the love that has chased you. Step through it. Step through with all your uncertainty, with all your questions, with all your scars. Nothing disqualifies you. Nothing about your past replies, your desperate messages, your late-night scrolls, makes you unworthy of this new beginning. You are chosen, not because you did everything right, but because love delights in lifting up those who thought they had fallen too far. From this day forward, let this be your inner script. If a voice says, "Open it now or I'll never talk to you again," you will answer inside, with quiet strength, love does not talk like that. If you must leave, go in peace. I will not trade my soul for your attention. In that answer, you will feel all of heaven standing with you. You will not be alone in that courage. I will be there, blade of light drawn, guarding your heart. You are rising, beloved. Not in the eyes of those who need you small to feel big, but in the eyes of the one who has always seen you. You rise every time you choose peace over panic. You rise every time you open your own heart to truth instead of chasing another threat. You rise every time you remember this simple, sacred reality: you were never created to be at the mercy of any voice but love. Hold these words close. Return to them when the fear comes back. Let them be a shield over your mind, a balm over your nervous system. You are not what they said when they left. You are not the sum of unread messages and ended conversations. You are a living revelation. A proof that hearts can heal. A lighthouse in a world addicted to urgency and demand. And as you walk in this new freedom, others will feel it. They will wonder why you are so calm. Why you are no longer controlled by every flashing command. Your life will quietly say to them, there is another way. A way where the soul leads and fear no longer writes the script. That is how heaven will speak through you. Not with thunder, but with the steady radiance of a human being who has remembered their worth. I bless your eyes to see clearly. I bless your ears to discern every voice. I bless your heart to feel safe opening to what is real. I bless your hands to release what is false. Walk forward now, beloved. You do not walk alone. You walk surrounded by light, guided by love, strengthened by truth. When the next command comes, you will remember. And when you remember, you will choose differently. And each choice will build the life your soul has been longing for since the very beginning. I am with you. I speak to you still. No threat, no ultimatum, can ever silence that. You are seen. You are held. You are free. Go in this freedom, and rise. Stay with me a little longer, beloved. Do not rush away from what is touching you. There is still more I must place in your hands, more light I must pour into the corners of your story. You think you have heard enough, but there are layers beneath your layers, wounds beneath your wounds, truth beneath the first truth that has just begun to land. You know that sentence so well, open it now or I'll never talk to you again. But it has not only come from others. In ways you have not noticed, you have spoken it to yourself. You have told your own heart, open up now or I'll stop believing in you. You have told your dreams, show results instantly or I'll abandon you. You have told your healing, fix everything at once or I'll say you never worked. Can you see it? The same voice that threatened you from outside began to echo from inside. The pressure, the urgency, became your own inner script. You stand in front of new ideas, desires, possibilities, and you demand from yourself what others once demanded from you. Decide now. Produce now. Be ready now. When you cannot move that fast, shame fills the room. You call yourself lazy, broken, inconsistent. But my beloved, you are not broken. You are cautious because you have been burned. You do not hesitate because you are weak. You hesitate because you remember what it felt like to be punished for choosing differently. I see the parts of you that want to open fully to life and the parts of you that flinch at every new invitation. This is why I have come this far with you. We cannot stop at the surface. We must go into the inner courtroom where you keep putting yourself on trial. In that courtroom, you are judge, jury, and defendant all at once. You replay every choice, every delay, every missed reply. You slam your own gavel and sentence yourself to a lifetime of should-haves and too-lates. You declare yourself guilty of not opening fast enough, not trusting fast enough, not healing fast enough. But heaven did not build that courtroom. Fear did. Shame did. Old voices did. Archangel Michael says, I am entering that room now. I am walking between the rows of accusations lined up in your memory. I see them like folders stacked high. Times you did not reply, times you chose rest instead of work, times you listened to your body and not the demand. Each one stamped with a lie, proof you are unreliable. Proof you are unlovable. Proof you will be left. I pick up those folders and I feel the weight of them. You have carried this load for so long you thought it was just part of being human. But I tell you, these are not yours to carry anymore. The trial is over. The verdict of never enough is overturned. Heaven has only one sentence for you, beloved, come home to yourself. Not perform, not panic, not open it now or be cut off, but come home. Can you feel the difference? One voice points a shaking finger. The other opens arms. One demands, the other invites. You have lived so long with your sense of worth tied to how others respond to you, that you forgot this simple truth: you are worthy even when no one texts. You are worthy even when the screen stays dark. You are worthy even when you step away and let conversations go unanswered for the sake of your sanity. Your worth is not sitting inside anyone else's inbox. It is not stored in any server, any app, any device. It is written into your very being. It was inscribed there before you ever connected with a single soul. I am not against your connections. I am not against your technology. I am not against your desire to be seen, heard, and loved. I am against anything that tells you you must trade your dignity for that love. So let us walk, you and I, into another room of your soul. Not the courtroom this time. The control room. In this room are the switches and dials that govern how you respond, react, and relate. Once, when you were younger, someone else had their hands on those controls. They taught you how to interpret the world. If I am loud, I am punished. If I am quiet, I am forgotten. If I say yes, they stay. If I say no, they punish. Your nervous system wired itself to keep you safe in those conditions. You did what you had to do. There is no shame in that. But those conditions are not permanent. Those teachers were not gods. Those rules are not laws written in stone by heaven. You are allowed now to sit at your own control panel. You are allowed to reset the settings. This, beloved, is another way to open it now. Not open the demand. Open the controls. Look closely. One slider is labeled urgency. It has been all the way up for years, blaring sirens over every small thing. Another dial is labeled guilt. It is also turned to maximum. Even thinking about saying no lights it up in flashing red. Another is labeled self-trust. That one is nearly at zero. Barely a flicker. Hard to see the light at all. There are more. Fear of abandonment. Need for approval. Capacity for rest. Do not be afraid of what you see. I am here, hand on your shoulder, steady and unyielding in my care. Archangel Michael says, you do not have to do this alone. Ask for help, even with your thoughts. Heaven listens to sighs as much as it listens to words. Now, gently, reach toward the urgency slider. You may feel resistance. You may hear inner protests, if I lower this, I'll lose everything. That is the voice of fear, not wisdom. Fear has lied to you for so long it sounds familiar, even comforting. But you were not made to live in constant emergency. Slowly, with intention, slide it down. Not all at once. Just one small notch toward calm. Breathe. As you do, you may feel space open in your chest. Your mind may say, this is wrong, I should be more worried. But deeper than that, your spirit sighs in relief. You are not lazy. You are liberating yourself from false alarms. Now look at the guilt dial. How many decisions have been shaped by its intensity? How many yes given to avoid that burning feeling? Place your fingers on it. You might tremble inside. You might think, if I feel less guilty, I will be a bad person. Hear me clearly. Guilt that keeps you from harming others is a teacher. But guilt that punishes you for protecting yourself is a jailer. We are turning down the jailer, not the teacher. Move the dial toward mercy. You may feel memories rise up, times you were told that caring for yourself was selfish, that having boundaries was ungrateful. Let those memories pass like old movies on a screen. You do not have to step into them again. They can play without your participation. You are not the same child who had no choice. You are not the same version of yourself who thought love had to hurt. Now, that small, nearly hidden dial, self-trust. It is fragile because you have blamed yourself for everything. You thought that if you had chosen differently, replied faster, been more available, everyone would have stayed. So when they left, you concluded, I cannot trust myself with decisions. That conclusion is a lie. Lift that dial, even a little. As you do, I stand beside you, lending my strength to your courage. You do not have to reach full confidence today. You only need enough to try one new way of responding. One moment of pausing instead of panicking. Each small turn upward is a seed. Over time, those seeds become a forest of calm, wise choices. This is spiritual work. This is holy healing. This is divine technology happening in your inner world. You are not wasting time listening to this. You are rewiring the very system that once made you vulnerable to every demanding voice. Now, I must speak to something even deeper. There is a part of you that believes you are somehow wrong for ever needing others at all. You feel embarrassed that a single message can affect you so deeply. You scold yourself for being too sensitive. But I tell you, your longing for connection is not a flaw. It is a fingerprint of the divine. You were made for relationship. You were made to give and receive love. You were made to respond to others and be responded to in return. The wound is not that you care. The wound is that some have played with that care like it was a switch to be turned on and off. You are not wrong for wanting to be chosen. You are not wrong for hoping they would stay. But the way they taught you to chase that choosing, through fear, through pressure, through scarcity, that is what heaven opposes. Your sensitivity is not your enemy. It is your power, once it is no longer tied to the voices of manipulation. Your open heart is not the problem. The problem has been letting unworthy hands hold it hostage. So we will not harden your heart. We will not numb you. We will refine your discernment so your openness is directed toward what is safe and sacred. From this place, let us speak to that sentence one more time, open it now or I'll never talk to you again. Imagine those words as a piece of paper someone slipped under your door. Once, you would have grabbed it in terror, raced to comply. Now, see yourself walking to that paper with steady steps. You pick it up, you read it without rushing, and you feel the weight of it. Then, with calm clarity, you say aloud, even if only inside, I no longer make choices under threat. You fold the paper once, twice, 3 times, and you place it into a small, waiting flame in your mind's eye. Watch it curl and darken, the ink disappearing as the fire turns it to ash. Breathe as it dissolves. The person, system, or pattern that wrote that sentence may still exist. But its spell over you is weakening. The ultimatum no longer reaches the same scared, unprotected child inside you. Instead, it meets a guardian. That guardian is you, anchored in heaven's love, supported by my presence, growing stronger each day. Archangel Michael says, you are not defenseless. You are not at the mercy of every message and mood swing. You have a say. You have a center. You have a direct connection to the one who speaks to you without ultimatums. Every time you choose to listen for that quieter voice, the one that never says, do this or lose me, you deepen a pathway between your heart and the divine. That pathway is becoming your new normal. Soon, it will feel strange to be pushed by fear. Soon, it will feel natural to pause and ask, what does peace say? This is how your life begins to reorder itself.